Hello everyone and welcome back for a new episode of Let's Play our Adventure Guild on Nightmare difficulty. This is NoName and I was thinking about doing a very small but special episode for day 50 and to make a quick recap of the first 50 days or at least 49 days of this Nightmare campaign. I'm gonna try to make this quick just for the benefit of the people who'd like a quick summary of what happened. So, difficulty setting is this one, with the Doomclock on 15 plus 15, all the sliders at the max difficulty available, which is completely crazy. So enemies do times 2 damage, they have times 2 HP, they have a flat plus 50 bonus of accuracy. My soldiers have a flat malus of minus 30. Every reward is halved, either XP or loot. Every encounter except the scripted one have times 2 enemies. My adventurers cannot heal. At the beginning of the campaign, healing potion did not work either. They also suffered from that slider, but that was a bug that I mentioned to the dev and that he already corrected. He already fixed it. Enemy healing potency, on the other hand, is double, either regeneration or healing spells. Tribute check modifier, every skill check is increased by 50%, and our soldiers go on the bench after any scratch. So that's difficulty setting. What to say about the run so far? So I do not intend to end that run. I know it might be a slight chance. I'm starting to hope that could be a slight chance of winning, even though that's usually when you start thinking of things getting easy, is that you get unprepared, you get careless, and you die. However, so far we faced no death, which is to me very weird. We did not even face, I believe, one single death roll. We made some sloppy mistakes, which did not end with our soldiers getting to 0 HP, 0 or below. Once we were left at 2 HP, we could have some damage roll that could have led us to 0 HP, but that so far, I insist on the so far, never happened. So that's kind of good news. The main reason being that we fled until this day, I would say like 75% of the possible fights, 80% maybe. So our risk management is really like, if there is too much risk, flee. Even fleeing is a risk actually, because it happens quite a few times where we gave a free turn to the enemies because each of our adventurers failed their fleeing roll, because you have just 50% chance per turn to flee. So in some cases we almost died without combat, but because we failed to flee, which is normal. What else to say? So no one died. We started getting in a few fights by turn 35 or so, so we started to take some risks, so far without big bad consequences for us. We had the Village in Need quest on day 29, so just before the enemies received one bonus free level. On day 30 they got their bonus level. We tried to do the Routed Army quest on day 44, but that was our objective. But we failed to achieve sufficient level at that time because of the difficulty setting of minus 50% growth on XP, and due to the fact that we tend to avoid too risky fights early on. So what else happened? I very rarely heal my adventurers because they are always injured, mostly due to well, the few fights we did, obviously, as well as from the traps in the quests, which is quite unexpected. I did not foresee that thing, but the new skill check difficulty slider at plus 50% makes that the traps who are ruled by a wisdom check to be spotted, while I fail many of the rolls, and so I walk into undetected traps on the map, on the quest map, and so I take damage constantly, and so I only heal my adventurers when they get to the minus 50% base HP, max HP, sorry. So I get maximum value from the 200 gold that I pay to heal my adventurers, and I do not need to pay my adventurers too many bonuses. I already pay them a lot of bonuses, but I try to avoid healing them every day to have a treasury spiraling out of control. To make the math quickly, if I healed everyone, let's say 5 guys, every day that would cost me 1000 gold per day, more or less, plus the extra bonus that I would have to pay to keep them happy, or at least disgruntled. Well, you can see I wouldn't have enough gold to do so on day 50, or barely have enough gold. Regarding crafting, we didn't craft much. I'd say we crafted a very few uncommon equipment, and we are starting to get some rare ones that we collected along the way. We did not purchase anything from the shop apart from 1 or 2 items that appeared to be interesting for strategy, but unfortunately I don't think we got very lucky in terms of what Mikan has to offer us. In a tavern we currently have 21 people hired. On my A team, mostly scouted adventurers. We were quite lucky in the very recent, on day 50 only, on the very recent available roster to hire. We have a few people who could take, who could replace our A members should one of them die. Considering scouting maybe 2 more adventurers, put them on a bench just in case something bad would happen, so that these adventurers may get a few XP already, and some of them might as well do some assignments. Regarding assignments, by the way, I chose not to do most of the time-consuming ones for the A team because I cannot afford to. Leaving helping farmers, for instance, which takes 3 days, is not worth the 3 days of XP growth for the enemy. That's worth 0.2 level for them, and the reward does not offset the benefit, the penalty, according to me at least. What I should say, so we didn't use any potion, especially due to the fact that the health potion were bugged early on, so we did not craft or use any potion. We might have used 1 mana potion and 1 antidote maybe, or 1 bandage at some point. But we did not purchase or crafted any. We used 1 for Bai's jewel, if I remember correctly. So all in all, our cash flow is getting quite nice at the moment, especially since we reached level 3 quest, where we can have medium-sized map which yield more gold on average per day. So since then our cash flow started to get quite positive, which is nice. Since day 30 we started to fight a little, and we had some very hard fights. I had to use every available trick in the book, at least in my book. Probably that the book is going to get bigger and bigger with the time goes, to increase the trick available to the community as soon as players start to find new way to do things. I encountered an exploit that could be used to speed up this campaign, but I will not use, that I mentioned today, which is roughly to sleep indefinitely, to camp indefinitely during a campaign, to get ambushed, to kill the ambushers, and to also kill the mobs that spawn on the map when you do so. And you get infinite XP, and you get some small rewards as well every time. So one could do that. I don't want to use that trick. I think it should be fixed somehow, like those new mobs and those ambushes do not yield any XP or do not yield any loot at the end of the fight, so that you prevent that kind of exploit. But the concept of exploit is the more you play, the more you fix them, and the more you fix them, the more you find new ones, so that's an infinite battle. I don't want to get into that kind of cheesy strategies, and so I'm not going to use this in this campaign. And let's quickly see the statistics of our team. So I won't comment this too long, because I did so like 2 or 3 videos ago in the introduction of one of my videos. So Elan is here, Roth, our bard, is there, Endors is here as a high mage, Raymond, our ranger, is here, and Lisbeth, our bishop, here. Alisa is there. And as you can see, for instance, Vigo cleared 12 quests, but never did any damage. So here it is. And we had Crop starting adventures as well on day 1. Only Reinhardt actually was the least worst of them, but I'm going to sack him at some point probably. But I kept him due to his high starting attributes for the assignments. So what comes next, apart from a few more episodes? Well, I hope I will be able to do the next 2 story quests without too much damage. I'm a bit afraid of the Rogue's Friends due to the nature of the fight that ensues, as this is a nighttime ambush from maniacs. So that can be quite tricky with their TP and crit abilities from turn 1. The routed army that we intended to do on day 44 will be done in day 50-ish, with them having an extra level, but that's definitely worth it to have waited, because we got from a level like 6, 7 mostly, and Raymond was 8, to a full team of 8+ adventurers with a nice power spike at level 8. And I hope I will get everyone up to level 12 by the time we reach the Bandit King, because otherwise there is no way I can win the Bandit King quest with only 5 of these guys with this difficulty setting. The big question is, when will I fail? On what rank? On what day? On what occasion? I initially said on episode 1 that I would expect to die around the Bandit King quest, so far my prediction is not so bad. I hope it could become bad, but in a sense that I will just go slightly after the Bandit King. From our previous experience in Ironman, I tend to die on the least important fights, just when you will be tired, just when you a bit careless and overconfident, that's when you do some sloppy mistakes, and the AI does not care about your lack of sleep or your lack of concentration and punishes you immediately. So that's when I have to be the most careful. Every fight matters, every possible sloppy mistake matters on Ironman Permadeath. So I know I'm gonna do mistakes. I make roughly one mistake every 2 quests, between every quest and every 2 quests. Usually it ends up with me having to burn a lot of BP and do something crazy just to avoid taking damage, or taking damage on the less likely person to die. And so far it worked, but at some point it won't. And I just hope it won't snowball and kill everyone in one go. Well, that's it for this quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you think I forgot something that happened in the previous videos, or if you have any guess or insights to share on this campaign. And yes, as always, thank you all for watching, and see you soon for the next video, guys. Cheers!